Hello, welcome to our session, Enhance Your Fusion Team Collaboration with ABAP Cloud and SAP Build. My name is Tim Buck. I'm a Chief Development Architect in the Business Technology Platform. And with me is my colleague.
Anne Keller. I'm with BTP ABAP, the ABAP platform, and they're responsible for Pro-Code tools, development experience, and Fiori for ABAP Cloud.
So let's start with our session. Let's get right in the first slide. This actually sets the scene for the Business Technology Platform. What is the Business Technology Platform? It's the foundation of our Cloud ERP, so where all our Cloud ERP applications run, but it's also the platform where you can create your extensions. And as a customer or partner, you can use this to create new applications. You can use it to create new automations, processes on top of it. And of course, integrations. This is also the platform where your data and analytics is running. And of course, it also provides the AI capabilities that you need for one, to create all these nice experiences, and then within the experiences to make use in your business applications. So let's look at what we actually have with SAP Build. In 2022, we introduced SAP Build, which then was basically a low-code development environment consisting of a couple of parts. For one, it was build apps on the left-hand side to create applications, then to create workflows and automations, build process automations, and digital workspaces, build workzone. As I said, this was all low-code, basically without pro-coding, just low-code. Then in 2023, exactly 1 year ago, we introduced Build Code. Build Code is our solution to create extensions on the BTP. These extensions are based on the Cloud Application Programming Model, CAP, UI5 and Fiori elements for the front end, and also, of course, HANA for the back end, so our proven SAP technologies on the BTP. And now in 2024, so today, we are actually completing the whole thing, the whole extension story, and we are introducing ABAP into the game on both, on S4, so on stack, as we call it, but also on the BTP. It's important that this is not only about pro-code, so creating applications with the ABAP Cloud programming model, but it also includes the S4HANA key user tools, as the name implies, tools where key users can actually also create extensions to their S4HANA applications. So, this is now with SAP Build, you get everything that you need to extend for one, of course, your S4HANA systems, either on stack directly in S4 or on the BTP with a choice of ABAP or JavaScript and Java, then the CAP programming model. So you can do that. And you have really everything for the extension of S4, but you also have everything for the extension of, you can see it in the lower part of this slide, of other products like our HR or supply chain or CX. So everything that you need for your extensions of SAP solutions you have with SAP Build now. It's important to actually say also that, of course, this comes all with a lot of AI capabilities to be able to create applications, for example, both on ABAP and also with CAP, to do that in a really efficient manner using, of course, natural language. And it's also important to say that we have pre-built solutions, especially in the process area, where you can have just take these templates, just take these pre-built solutions to create your own processes in no time. Let's go to the next slide. Our main topic of today's talk, where Anna later will also show a nice demo, it's Fusion development. What is Fusion development? Fusion development is basically either one person or several persons actually working on a solution that consists of several parts, you can say. And because it's, several parts is several technologies, for example, and it might also be how you create these parts in the technologies. So it involves definitely different tools and different technologies to come up with a complete solution. So some rough examples you already see on this slide. For example, there's back-end and front-end development. You might have to create a service. As I mentioned, that might even be might use ABAP Cloud or CAP at the back end, so a service, and then you want to create an application, a UI application, so the front end on top of it to make it a full application, and that involves different tools and different technologies. The other thing is that you might have in your solution is that you have to do something on stack in S4. Again, you might want to create a service or an event that extends S4 directly on the platform. But then you also have an extension on the BTP, like a new process, for example. So you do on-stack development, but also BTP development. And as a last example, we have low-code, no-code development, and pro-code development. So you might actually have different personas creating this solution. Some might be developers that earn their money with creating code, and others might be, users that are not so trained in creating code or simply like an experience which is low code, and they might actually want to use a completely different tool. And all this together we call fusion development. And because this is so important, we have done a couple of things for that. But first, let's look at some more examples for fusion development, get a bit deeper in it. Let's start on the left-hand side. There is something, let's again say you want to create a new application, and that application you want to create side by side on the BTP. So this involves first creating, if you go for Java or JavaScript, creating a new CAP Cloud Application Programming Model service. So you create that as an OData service, and then you build a front end on top of it, and that front end, that might be a different person even that creates that front end fitting to that service. And this person might want to use build apps, so a complete low-code experience. So different tools. On the CAP side, it would be Build Code. And on the front-end side, it's build apps, different tools, and we make it easy to work with that. Second example, you see next to it, it's also on the BTP. In this case, someone decided, I'm more the ABAP type of person, and I want to create a new service with an ABAP Cloud programming model that is using the ABAP Cloud development tools, ADT in short. And on top of that service, you might create a process with build process automation. So again, a different tool, right? Coming from ADT, ABAP development tools, going to process automation to the process builder in build process automation. And why would you create the service on top of the process? In the process, during the running process, some data might be gathered, and you want to actually save that using a service, and for that you would create a service. Third example is similar, but this time you are actually on stack to create first an ABAP event. That might be an extension to an existing event for some S4 solution. Maybe for the creation of a sales order, you create a new event on top of that. And this event you want to use to create a new process or to basically trigger a new process. To create that process, again, you use the process builder from SAP Build. So again, the ABAP event is created in the ABAP development tools, and the process is created in the process automation tool in the process builder. Last but not least, we are going to S/4HANA again, creating an ABAP cloud-based service in the ABAP environment as a pro developer, again using the ADT. But this time you want to create also a custom UI on top of it, similar to the first use case, but this custom UI should really have the full extent of capabilities of what you have in Fiori. So that is, you basically get with UI5 applications or Fiori Elements applications, and that involves using the Pro Code tools in Build Code in the Business Application Studio. So to wrap this up, we have all these examples. And now you might ask, like, okay, this guy told us what are the examples? What have you done for it? One thing that is new now is the so-called extension wizard in S4. So you can actually be in an application in S4, for example, the sales order, and you can start your extension process journey from there using this wizard directly from S4, jumping into Build and create a process on top of it without having to know URLs or something. You can directly jump into it. But now Anne will also show us a nice demo of another use case. So,
yeah, exactly. So the demo I'm going to show, so I'm going to, or we're going to build together, you're going to watch me build a short, small travel application. So this is just journeys that are booked by an agency. They have a duration and a cost, so it's very simple. And this application will be an ABAP Cloud application. It will be an on-stack application. So actually from the examples that we had in the last slide, it will be the fourth example. So we're building an ABAP full-stack application, ABAP Cloud full-stack application on S4 directly. And this will start, so I will start in a second. This will start by going to the lobby. So integration of ABAP Cloud development is something that we're rolling out now in Q4. So you will see that already in the demo. And then I will go directly to ADT, so directly to the ABAP development tools, and do the backend service, and then the front end I will do with the Fiori tools in Business Application Studio or Build Code. So let me start directly in the browser. So here we see the lobby, the build lobby. You know, this is really your starting point for your low-code applications, but also for your pro-code applications. And what I want to do now is I want to create or start the development for my ABAP applications. So here we're going to building an application. So we're not doing a process, not the business side now. And here this is now for our ABAP Cloud, so for our ABAP Cloud development. And in the first screen, it wants two things from me. So the first screen is, of course, what system do I want to create my application on? So this has now a list of systems where I will select one. The list of systems is really, I mean, it can be any ABAP system you might have. It might be a private cloud or S4 private cloud, S4 public cloud, also BTP ABAP system. So this list is basically maintained by your administrator as destinations here. So this is the system I'm selecting. And then the next part is I want to have a development package that also then the build lobby will reference. So what I can do is I can create a new development package. If I create a new development package, it would also ask me here now for the transport request, but I'm not going to do this. I'm actually going to use an existing one. And here I have a little bit of a type ahead already. So you saw the drop-down also of other packages that are called similarly, because I practiced this demo before. So we have the package, we have the system, and I'm going to give this now a project name and a small description. And once I press create, two things will happen. So the first thing that will happen is that actually in the lobby it will create this. It will create the project that I can come back to. So it will be an ABAP project that's same as your Build Apps project in the same list. And the other thing that will happen, we will see now, is actually it takes me directly to ADT, because this is where I will do my development. And here I would need to log on to the system. I did that before. So what it does now is it opens ADT. In ADT, it goes to the system I selected, and it also opens the package I have selected, so either the one I created or the existing package. So here you see now an overview of some basic package information I have. And for this demo, what I want to do is now I want to create a service. I want to create my RAP service that I will build my front end on. So I prepared here this this small table for this already. So you see we have our travels, and we have agencies and customer IDs, and I'm going to do a small preview. So F8 gives you a small preview of the data. And now what is really nice and easy is just using the RAP generator. So here, right-clicking on the table and generate ABAP repository objects to create the full service for me. And the service will really be, what is created will really be anything I need for this simple application. So I'm creating an OData UI service, and I need to select the package where I want to have the generated artifacts put into, and now it's basically giving me an overview of all the artifacts it will generate. So this is really, it contains your data model, your behavior definition, your metadata extension, your service definition, all these good things that you need. So you don't need to worry about this, and it also suggests names to me, which I am very happy with, and I'm just going to use these names. So here's a short review of all the things that it will create, and now it's doing its thing. So while it's already done creating this service, I see here now that basically the interesting part for me is now the service definition, because the service definition, we saw that this is no. We had it open, no? So that's the service definition that it just opened for me, and I'm going to publish this now to be able to use this further. And what the service definition is, so it's the UI v4 service definition, and what we will be able to do once this is published is that I will take the entity, so my travel entity, and I'm going to create a Fiori project from this. And also this button here is new. So what this actually is now is a tool bridge, which means that since I want to use Fiori tools, and Fiori tools are available in Business Application Studio and in Build Code and in VS Code, I defined the tool bridge to actually take me to the Business Application Studio for my development. So what this now does is basically it opens my browser for me, and it opens the Business Application Studio with the right dev space for me. Another thing this also does is, since we're having a UI service and we want to create a UI application on top of this, it will open the Fiori generator. So if I haven't created a project yet the first time, it will open the Fiori generator, else it will ask me if I want to open a project that I already have. And in the Fiori generator now I can just use the list report page. And if you have done this before, you know that previously you needed, or without the tool bridge, you need to actually select the system you come from, select the service, but now it has everything already selected for me. The entity also that I want to use, and now here I can put in my project attributes. So the project attributes will be the name of my project, the name of my application. I could also create deployment configuration, which I'm not going to do. So now I press finish, and while the generator is doing its thing, we could actually watch it here, generating the artifacts. I quickly go back to ADT to show you quickly how I actually configure the tool bridge. So this works like this, that basically you have to do this once. You just configure where you want to jump to, whether you want to jump to the Business Application Studio or to VS Code, and then you would give the URL for that. So now going back to the generator, this is done now. I see my application info page, and I want to now preview the application, and I run this script that would open the preview for me now. And basically to recap, well, Here you see also pressing go, you have the nice sample data I showed you before in ADT. And basically now you saw really in the last example, we created an on-stack ABAP Cloud application. We start our development from the lobby. Also, I could go back now to the lobby and see my project here. This would take me again to my ABAP, to the right ABAP system in ADT, and open the package for me again. And yeah, and still using ADT and the Fiori tools. So for that, that's the demo, and we can come to Q&A now. I see we have a lot of interesting questions already.
So, okay, let's pick the first question. It's if our dev team are already using BAS in BTP for CAP development and Eclipse ADT for S/4HANA, how and where does Build Code help that are not possible today? So how, Build Code enhances what you already have? Well, first of all, with Build Code, you get in the Business Application Studio, you get additional functionality. I think the most important one is the AI one, of course. It's been around for a while. You might have seen that in the last ticket already, but AI to create, for example, CAP models, but now also very, very importantly, to create a code which even connects to S4 services or other OData services or services that you've imported into CAP that you get especially in Build Code. One thing that we've done for this Fusion development also is that you can now, and it's maybe also important to say, while the bulk of ABAP development is in ADT and will stay in ADT, you have now first possibilities to also use the Business Application Studio to create stuff, I would say, in ABAP. And that first possibility is, for example, if you have a RAP business object in your backend, you can pick this in the Business Application Studio in Build Code and create a RAP-based OData service on top of it in the Business Application Studio, and directly can then use or create a new Fiori Elements UI on top of it or UI5 UI on top of it. So Build Code is slowly enhancing also your ABAP development capabilities. So let's pick another one. There is another one. I can't read it completely, I'd say. Yes, okay. How do ABAP Cloud and RAP address common software engineering mistakes? Specifically, how do they promote abstraction, composition over inheritance to enhance code maintainability and scalability? Well, Anna, I'm taking a first go into that. I would say, first of all, and that's not only with ABAP and ABAP Cloud and RAP, but also with CAP, it helps you a lot by actually taking away a number of things that you normally would have to program manually by being able to use CDS, by a lot of built-in functionality that comes just by modeling with CDS and exposing that CDS as a service. In ABAP, I think specifically, you can also say you have certain event types like determinations and validations where you within a confined environment can do certain things. So it really helps you not only to be quick, but also to do less mistakes, I'd say. I don't know if you've... Yeah. Good. All right. What is the value add of having a project and a package in SAP Build?
Yeah, so I mean, it would be support for the scenarios we explained. So, for example, if you have your S4 and you want to create a service that you might want to use in in Build Apps, you have this there, so you can then just navigate to whatever your service looks like, go to the development environment where you want to do this, and then also have your Build Apps there. So it's really a central starting point for all the build development that you would want to do. There is one, we have multiple packages as part as one project. That's not possible at the moment. There will be something like a leading entity that you can have additionally. So you can also select the object that you would like to navigate to. So yeah, that was we're out of time. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you for watching our session, and have a good rest of the day.
Thanks, Anna.